Money is something we all think about, but many English learners feel nervous talking about it.
Yes, talking about money in English can feel uncomfortable, especially when you don't know the right words.
That's why today we're going to make it simple and practical.
Welcome back to Mr. Learn English. I'm Josh.
And I'm Emily. We're really happy you're here with us today.
Today's topic is how to talk about your money and your budget in English using clear everyday language.
This is very useful English because money is part of daily life.
You might talk about money with your family, your partner, your landlord, or even at the bank.
Before we begin, we just want to say one quick thing.
If our English lessons have been helpful for you, please give this video a like.
It really helps us and helps more English learners find this lesson.
All right, let's get started. Emily, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good actually. I just finished checking my expenses for the month.
That already sounds very responsible.
I'm trying. I like to know where my money goes.
That's a great sentence right there. I like to know where my money goes.
Yes, that means you want to understand how you spend your money.
So let me ask you a simple question. Do you have a monthly budget?
I do. I try to follow a budget every month. A budget is a plan for your money.
Exactly. A budget helps you decide how much to spend and how much to save.
What about you, Josh? Do you have a budget?
I have a budget, but I don't always follow it perfectly.
That's very honest. Many people feel the same way.
Budgets are easy to make, but sometimes hard to follow.
Very true. But even having a budget is a good start.
Now let's talk about a very important word, income.
Income is the money you receive.
Usually it's money from your job.
For example, you can say, my income is $2,500 a month, or I need to increase my income.
So, Emily, how often do you get paid?
I get paid twice a month.
Twice a month means 2 times every month.
Yes, I receive my salary every 2 weeks.
That means you get paid more often, but smaller amounts each time.
Exactly. What about you?
I get paid once a month. My salary goes into my bank account at the end of the month. Payday always feels good.
It really does.
So after you get paid, what's the first thing you do?
The first thing I do is pay my rent.
Rent is the money you pay to live in your home.
Yes, and rent is usually the biggest expense for many people.
It's definitely my biggest expense.
I pay rent first so I don't forget.
That's a smart habit.
After rent, what other bills do you pay?
I pay my electricity bill and my water bill.
Those are called utilities.
Utilities are services like electricity, water, and gas.
My utility bills are usually around $80 a month.
That's not too bad.
My electricity bill is higher in summer because I use air conditioning a lot.
That's very common.
Now let's pause for a moment.
So far, we've used very useful money vocabulary without making it difficult.
Budget,
Income,
rent,
bills.
utilities.
This is all everyday English you can use right away.
Next, we'll continue talking about expenses, spending habits, and how people talk about food, transportation, and daily costs in English.
Now let's talk about expenses because expenses are where most of our money goes.
Yes, expenses are the things you spend money on every day or every month.
A very simple sentence is, my expenses are high or my expenses are low.
You can also say, I have many expenses, which sounds very natural.
For me, food is one of my biggest expenses.
Same here. Groceries add up very quickly.
Groceries are the food you buy at the supermarket.
You can say, I spend money on groceries, or groceries are expensive.
Yes, and another common food expense is eating out.
You can say, I eat out a lot, or I don't eat out very often.
Eat out means eating at restaurants instead of cooking at home.
Exactly. When I want to save money, I try to cook at home more.
That's a great sentence. I try to cook at home to save money.
Save money means not spending all your money.
Another big expense for many people is transportation.
You can say, I spend money on transportation, or transportation is expensive.
Yes, and you can make it more specific.
I pay for gas.
I pay for the bus.
I pay for a train ticket.
All of these sentences are very common.
I usually take the bus to work, so my transportation costs are not too high.
That's good. My transportation costs are higher because I drive.
Driving can be expensive.
Yes, gas, parking, and repairs can cost a lot of money.
Now let's talk about a very useful phrase, spend money on.
You can say, I spend money on food, or I spend money on rent.
Spend money on is a phrase you'll use again and again.
Another useful phrase is pay for.
For example, I pay for rent or I pay for my phone bill.
Yes, pay for is very common in daily English.
Now let's talk about saving.
A simple sentence is, I save money every month.
You can also say, I try to save money, which sounds very honest.
Yes, many people try to save, but it's not always easy.
Another useful phrase is, I put money aside.
That means you save money and don't use it.
For example, I put some money aside for emergencies.
Emergency means a problem you didn't expect.
That's very important vocabulary.
Now, let's listen to a short, natural conversation about expenses.
What do you spend the most money on?
I spend the most money on rent and food.
Do you save money?
Yes, I try to save a little every month.
That's very natural English.
Notice how simple the sentences are.
Now let's help learners practice with a few questions.
What do you spend the most money on?
Do you spend a lot of money on food or transportation?
Do you try to save money every month?
Try answering these questions out loud, even if your answers are short.
Short answers are still good English.
Next, we'll talk about budgeting habits, common mistakes learners make, and how to talk about money more naturally and confidently in English.
Now let's talk about budgeting habits because this is where people really use money English in daily life.
Yes, budgeting is not just about numbers. It's about habits and choices.
A very simple sentence is, I follow a budget, or I try to follow a budget.
Try is a very useful word here because many people are not perfect with money.
Exactly. You can also say, I don't always follow my budget, and that sounds very honest.
Another common phrase is, I plan my spending.
That means you think about how you will use your money before you spend it.
For example, I plan my spending every month.
That's very clear and natural.
Some people like to write their budget down.
You can say, I write down my expenses, or I track my spending.
Track means you watch something carefully over time.
Tracking your spending helps you see where your money goes.
Yes, and that connects back to something we said earlier, knowing where your money goes.
Now, let's talk about common learner mistakes when talking about money.
One common mistake is saying, I very save money.
Native speakers don't say that.
The natural sentence is, I save a lot of money, or I save money every month.
Another mistake is saying, I spend many money.
The correct sentence is, I spend a lot of money.
Money is uncountable, so we don't say many money.
That's a very important small correction.
Another common mistake is trying to use very formal words when talking about money.
But daily money English is usually very simple.
For example, instead of saying, my financial situation is challenging,
You can say, money is a little tight right now.
tight means you don't have much extra money.
That's a very natural phrase.
Yes, and you can also say, I'm trying to save, or I'm cutting back.
Cutting back means spending less than before.
For example, I'm cutting back on eating out.
That's very useful English.
Now, let's listen to a short, natural money conversation.
Are you good with money?
I try to be. I follow a budget and save a little.
What do you spend the most money on?
Probably rent and food.
That conversation sounds very real and very normal.
Now, let's help learners practice speaking.
Try answering these questions out loud.
Do you follow a budget?
Do you track your spending?
What do you want to spend less money on?
What do you want to save money for?
Your answers don't need to be long.
One or two sentences is perfect.
Talking about money doesn't need to feel stressful.
With simple English, you can explain your situation clearly.
Finally, we'll review everything, tell one full money story, give speaking practice, motivate learners, and close this episode properly.
Let's slow everything down and review what we talked about in today's episode because reviewing helps the language stay with you.
Yes, today was all about learning how to talk about money and budgeting in simple, everyday English.
We started by talking about budgets and learned that a budget is a plan for your money.
We practice sentences like I have a budget, I follow a budget, and I try to follow a budget, which are all very natural.
Then we talked about income, which is the money you receive, usually from your job.
We learned how to say, I get paid once a month, or I get paid twice a month, which are very useful sentences.
After that, we talked about expenses and learned that expenses are the things you spend money on.
Yes, we practice talking about rent, bills, utilities, food, groceries, transportation, and eating out.
We learned how to use very common phrases like, I spend money on and I pay for, which you can use in many situations.
Then we talked about saving money and practice sentences like I save money every month and I try to save money.
We also learned helpful phrases like, I put money aside and I'm cutting back, which sound very natural in daily English.
After that, we talked about budgeting habits, planning spending, and tracking expenses.
Yes. And we also fixed some common learner mistakes, like saying many money instead of a lot of money, and using very instead of really.
Now, let's put everything together into one full money and budget story so you can hear how all the English connects naturally.
Imagine someone talking about their money like this.
I have a monthly budget and I try to follow it.
I get paid once a month, and my salary goes into my bank account.
The first thing I do is pay my rent and bills.
I spend money on food, transportation, and groceries.
I try to cook at home to save money.
I also try to save a little every month and put some money aside.
Sometimes money is tight, but I'm cutting back and planning my spending.
That is a complete and natural way to talk about money using simple English.
Now, let's help learners practice speaking with some gentle questions.
Do you have a budget?
How often do you get paid?
What do you spend the most money on?
Do you try to save money every month?
What do you want to spend less money on?
Try answering these questions out loud, even if your answers are short.
Speaking out loud helps you feel more confident when talking about real-life topics like money.
Let's also listen to one short, natural conversation.
Do you follow a budget?
I try to. I plan my spending and save a little.
What do you spend the most money on?
Probably rent and food.
That's very natural money English.
Before we finish, we want to remind you of something important.
Talking about money doesn't need to be stressful.
You don't need difficult words or perfect grammar.
Simple English is enough to explain your situation clearly.
Yes, every time you listen and practice, your confidence grows.
This episode focused on money and budgeting, but the English you learned today can be used in many conversations.
You can talk about money with friends, family, or coworkers using the same simple sentences.
Thank you for learning with us at Mr. Learn English.
We hope this episode helped you feel more comfortable talking about your money in English.
If you enjoyed this lesson, stay with us for more everyday English topics that help you in real life.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye till next time.